Hello everybody, DarkPhoenix Gaming here, and welcome back to Let's Play Vampyr. Last time we left off, I had some audio difficulties and had to do after commentary over a mammoth session lasting a total of 3 bloody hours. And this time, we have some medical issues in the Pembroke Hospital district that need addressing. So let's look at that, and then I can ramble on about other things of more importance. Let's see. Fatigue, cold, migraine, cold. Can I cure any of those? I gotta check. I have the stuff to make a cure for the cold. Several cures, in fact. Fortunate, seeing as several people need it. As for fatigue, I'll make one of those. Let's see. Check again. How many people need a cure for the fatigue? 1, 2. So I'll make... Let's see. I'll make a couple more of the... Like... 2 more... No, also there's the guy on the docks. I'll make as many fatigue things as I can, basically. And we'll just distribute them as we end up doing. I need a couple more glass vials. I need 2 more glass vials, but we aren't exactly overflowing in money. Unfortunately, we had a little situation last time around, if you remember. Sean Hampton, the leader of the Pruin Guard, came around to start spreading threats at the hospital. Apparently, whatever her name was, that lady who was banging on about conspiracies, was killed. And so he has decided that means that he needs to get involved. And by get involved, of course, I mean that he feels like he needs to randomly murder people on the vague suspicion that they might be vampires. I mean, in our case, he's right, but what if he wasn't right? What then? Thinking of which... Let's see, where is it? Astrophobia. Local investigations. There's quite a few of them right now. We failed the Widow in Distress quest because I decided to wait and do it another time, not realizing that would result in her death. Which, looking back, I really should have realized, because woman being threatened by vampires, they're going to kill her if I don't do something. And I didn't do something. We had this recruiter's note. The Wet Boot Boys gang approached Albert Palmer. But the recruiter never showed up. We could give the note to either Albert or Benjamin. Well, Benjamin's kind of a prick. I don't really like him, so Albert is probably going to be the one we'll give the note to. This Holy Crusade quest for Mr. Whitaker here, the friar, is the next thing that's on my to-do list. And let's remove that custom marker. It doesn't matter. If you're wondering about why I'm doing that specific quest for the friar, this is one case where I actually had to cheat to gain this knowledge, but that quest unlocks the 3rd level of medicines, meaning I can cure the higher level diseases after I do that quest, and I'd like to be able to do that to start making some of the districts healthier. Why is there a loading screen for this conversation? There wasn't one the last time I talked to this guy. Curious.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Pretty much, yeah. I want to
I'd
trade,
like to
though.
see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Gun. Not exactly what I had in mind. You don't have what I'm after, I'm sad to say. I needed some vials to make medicine, but... Wait a second. From what the map was telling me earlier, apparently Lady Ashbury has some more things to talk to us about. Or there's some optional conversations with her, I should say. So I'll take care of that now and see what she has to say.
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
Not going to say that. That's tactless, as is that. But I suppose we're partially responsible.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm
Yeah,
at
we
least
did bring
partially
that
responsible.
man back, that's
The
right.
man, the scowl. I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent. For there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
Wait, is she flirting with us? Yes. We did visit a church in the last session in an effort to say our goodbyes properly for our sister, and we found it difficult to enter owing to the holy symbols. Let's see if she maybe knows something about that. It'd be interesting to get the perspective from someone who's been a vampire for a while.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this, yeah, aren't you frightened by this? It's rather disconcerting, I have to admit.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Is it God's will? I think we're going to avoid that question. Because, as I've expressed in previous conversations, the way I'm playing Dr. Reid, he's more of a scientific and logical individual, and even though he will have been Catholic, or Christian I should say, not necessarily Catholic since this is set in England. Anyways, it was more just he followed the religion because his parents did, and it was just the way he was raised, rather than he actually believed much there. It was more that sort of thing, really, so we don't really honestly think it was the will of God. So it's not even worth asking. But there is one other thing. While I was out and about on my trip to the church, I encountered a rather large individual. He spoke of someone named Ascalon. Do you know who that is?
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
Well, for one thing, he was massive. A mountain of meat. He's one of the biggest people I've ever come across.
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon? I've heard that name before, like I said, from this executioner, but I don't know who or what Ascalon is. Please fill me in.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
Oh dear. So indeed, vampire politics are alive and well in the 20th century. Vampire politics. And she did mention how they could be rather deadly, and she prefers to avoid them during a previous conversation. So yes, apparently vampire politics in the modern day are as deadly as human ones were in the Middle Ages. More than a little bit aggravating to find out, I have to admit. That we're going to have to have this sort of problem with vampires.
I'll put it into you! Grenade!
Okay, let's get back into this area. And I have a few people whose ailments I need to cure in the hospital, so we can't set out on our journeys just yet. I caught a glimpse of an unknown downstairs in my vampiric vision. Couple of unknowns, in fact. We want to say hello to them.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
Oh,
beg your
great.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Yes. Well, I don't particularly care to have a conversation
I'll
with
leave
you.
Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Yes, apparently she's so much of an imbecile that she can't even tell that we are a vampire. Good lord, this woman is an idiot. I think we've just met one of the stupidest vampires ever. We really have.
It's locked, all right.
Okay. Now, I want to check up with and meet everyone, and Pippa, hello.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
I have something for you.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reid.
Well, you're in luck. I have some medicine for you.
Not under my watch, nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reid.
There's our treatment for the cold. She should get better, and the district as well. Speaking of which, we have a couple of people around here who I have to meet. Hello.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together. Dr. Reid,
Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reid.
Ah, Mr. Strickland, eh? Well, not exactly the time for small talk, I don't think. We can address that matter when things are less chaotic, if that ever happens. Not exactly the time for small talk right now, I don't think.
It's locked, all right.
Now, let's meet this fellow.
Dr. Reid, always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
As opposed to a fake doctor, you mean? But if you run the morgue, have you heard anything about the recent events at the hospital, perhaps?
Anything about recent events in the hospital?
Oh, goodness me. This whole story is such a shame, sir. I have no idea how it happened.
What are you talking about?
Poor Miss Jones. Her body is missing. Someone stole it.
And you don't know? Seriously, missing body? I mean, we're already aware of this since Dr. Swansea informed us last time around, but I'm just sort of playing dumb here in the hope that he might know something more.
Miss Jones's body has gone missing.
Yes. The body was brought here this morning, and now it's gone.
Yeah, well, I suppose even the guardian of the morgue can't be there 24/7, so it's completely understandable.
Who could have stolen a corpse?
That's exactly what I asked myself for the whole day. Who could do such a thing? These are terrible and shameful times, Dr. Reid.
Ah, now I'd like to trade.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Unfortunately, you don't have what I'm after. Thanks anyways, though. There's another unknown over here. We need to find Mr. Blight. Miss Brannigan and Mr. Hooks.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Charming. This guy has fatigue, apparently. Alright, you can have my cure.
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Here you go.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reid. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Anything you want to ask him? It all requires hints, and
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
small
I'll see you
talk
later.
can wait for another time.
Reads me like a book.
There's 4 other people I have yet to meet here at the hospital.
I'm alright.
I'd like to talk to everyone and
Can I help you?
My son.
fill that out.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reid? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Never end.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Anemia. Well, we'll have to come back after we brewed up the treatment for that, I'm afraid.
Sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Don't waste your time with me.
Yeah, I'll get that cure set up and then take care of things here. Let's see. There are 2 more people I need to meet. I want to get them on my list at the very least.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reid? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Overrated dabblers? How dare you? I am a fucking professional. I spent years on the front as a combat surgeon during the war. I am a professional. But we're not going to discuss that right now. But he has a fatigue problem, apparently. Let's help with that.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Well, here, you can take the time now.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reid. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Oh.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk
This
later.
guy is a snide asshole, that's for certain. There's an unknown over here. Let's get the last one on my list.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Well, that can't be fun. I think I'll avoid questions about his service for the time being, but I will cure his fatigue issue.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really. I think I caught something in this bloody hospital. I swear I'm dead, yet smiling inside, Dr. Reid.
Well, here's some medicine. Should cure your issue.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Well, we got the Hippocratic Oath achievement for curing a shitload of people. Now, that's everyone on our list. Of course, I'm gonna have to cure a good number of them. I need to pick up a bunch more vials to start making some additional cures.
The daily routine.
What on earth happened here?
Yeah, what the hell? I just ended up in here by accident. I was trying to find the way upstairs, but what the hell? This is where our friend from before got killed, isn't it? It's the only thing that makes sense. This is the where. I'll have to come back for it another time. Let's get that off my map. And get over into my room. I don't have the glass vials I need to make medications, unfortunately. So I can't cure people right now. Let's see. I'm considering just resting to deal with certain issues and accelerate the curing process for those people we've given medication to. Help them out a little bit. And improve the district a touch. It's one of those goons. Let's try and avoid them where possible. They're hanging around to threaten people and everything. How charitable of you, bastards. Unseriousifying the district, though, I think is worth it, so I'm going to get a little bit of sleep. We'll see if there's anything I'm capable of leveling up. I have about 300 experience to spare right now. Increase the damage inflicted when using bite in combat. Well, I need to be able to stun enemies to do that. That's the issue right now. What about stamina? Nope. A little bit of an increase to our blood capacity to be able to use more abilities, though. Seems like it might be nice, so I'll go for that. That puts us at level 13. since our level's a little higher, that should help us when it comes to taking on enemies, so let's confirm. Let things tick by and get the effects of our curing of people. Prices and stuff may have changed. Anemia, headache. Let's see. Two fatigue and a cold. Right now that we need to deal with, but the district is stable again. And Whitechapel has issues. Someone has neuralgia. Someone else has a cold. Joe has fatigue. Barry Lewis has fatigue. Fryer has fatigue. Apparently right now everyone and their grandmother has fatigue. Kind of annoying. I'll have to find someone who sells vials and stuff so I can get myself a bunch of fatigue and things and start dealing with that soon. But it's actually getting to be pretty late on my end, approaching 10 o'clock, and I'll have to be unnaturally quiet after it hits 10. So I'm gonna pause the recording here and I will resume it tomorrow, when I'll be able to talk at a normal volume again. So, BRB everyone, from your perspective.